I'm Melissa, the founder of ProudDogMom.com. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all about the classic Kong. It's a dog toy. We're going to talk about why I love it so much and my 3-step method for how I like to stuff them with healthy and yummy ingredients that our dogs will love. All right, let's get going. In case you aren't familiar with the classic Kong, it's made of a thick, durable rubber, and there's a hollow center. So you can either use this as a regular toy, you can bounce it on the ground, it bounces in a million different directions that your dog could then go chase after it. You can use it to play fetch, and you can also stuff the center with something yummy and make it an interactive brain game for your dog, which is what we're gonna talk about today. They do come in a lot of different sizes because you can see this one is pretty small. I've got little guys, so I'm using a small, but they go all the way from extra small to extra, extra large. And just so you can see some of the size difference, this one is a medium, so they do really range in sizes. All right, so now let's talk about if your dog is brand new to the Kong, what you should do, those beginner dogs. If your dog has never played with a classic Kong before, you want to start off with something really basic. So we're just going to grab some treats and we're going to break them up so they're smaller and they go in the Kong. And we're just really looking for something that's going to fall out of the Kong very easily. So that way your dog gets the idea that something yummy goes inside. So go ahead, we're just gonna stuff the center with some treats. Now, once your dog plays with this, the treats will probably fall out in a matter of a minute or two. That's okay. Again, we just want to get them used to the fact that something yummy is inside and they've got to work to get it out. Now let's go over something a little bit more fun. It's for dogs who are used to the Kong. I'm going to call this the intermediate level. And this is where that 3-step method that I was talking about earlier comes in handy. So when I stuff Kongs, I like to break my ingredients into 3 different categories. Over here, we have our base. Over here, we've got our booster. And then over here, we have our healthy add-ins. So this is how I just like to think about it. It's really a DIY build your own Kong stuffer. So a few different base options would be pure pumpkin puree. It's not to be confused with pumpkin pie filling. It's just a 100% pure pumpkin puree. I also have a sweet potato that I cooked and I mashed and then I ditched the peels. I also have a mashed banana, a little bit of applesauce. Now, if you're looking at applesauce in the store, I would say just to look at the ingredient label and make sure that the only thing listed on there is apples. Surprisingly, it's actually kind of hard to find. If you have a Sprouts near you, I love the Sprouts brand. It's just apples, tastes really clean, it's great. I love it and I share it with the dogs and the dogs love it. Another base would be cottage cheese. If your dog can handle dairy, then a little bit of cottage cheese is actually a healthy snack. Okay, then we go into our boosters. This is your protein, something that your dog likes to smell. It's got, more of that odor and your dog's gonna really want it. So some things that I have over here, I've got some steak that I just put into the food processor. I actually boiled it first. Now, you don't need to go out and get a ribeye or a filet mignon. I just got a cheap cut of steak and boiled it up, popped it in the food processor and pulsed it a few times until it was crumbly like this. I did that same exact process with some chicken. Chicken is a really good option. And then over here, I've got some canned fish. So this is canned salmon, just in water, plain, no extra flavorings. And then over here, same thing, but with sardines, again, in water, not oil, and plain, no flavorings or salt added or anything like that. So these are some really good options for your booster. And then over here, I have what I like to call the healthy add-ins, and that's gonna be really your shredded and finely chopped veggies and even some fruit. I have some pieces of strawberries and some blueberries if your dogs love blueberries. This is broccoli that I just put into the food processor and I made little ricey like crumbles. Over here I have some carrot. It was washed, peeled, and then shredded with a grater. Same thing over here with some red bell pepper. I have little kale strips over here, and then some zucchini as well. And what I do is I pick one ingredient from each category and I mix it up, and that's what I use to stuff my Kong with. So some really good options for you might be, and you can play around with this depending on what your dog likes the best, but yesterday I actually just made one with some applesauce, some chicken, and some carrot. Mix that up, put that in the Kong. I gave it to my toy poodle Gigi and she loved it. She was just sitting there eating and it really kept her entertained for, I would say 10 to 15 minutes. Really, there's no rules here. I just pick one thing from each category that I think would go together, and also based on my dog's preferences. And then I use a spoon and I just fill my Kong up with the ingredients. Now, if you have a dog who is used to Kong stuffing, they love the Kong, they can kind of work out the ingredients rather quickly, to bump it up a notch, use this same exact method, fill up your Kong, and then pop it in the freezer. You can put it in the freezer for 4 hours, I would say minimum, or if you want, just pop it in overnight and wake up in the next morning and give it to your dog. And it just takes them longer to work out all of the frozen ingredients. They have to lick it more, they have to just work a little bit harder to get it out. And it really keeps them stimulated and engaged. And yeah, they really, really love it. So if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And before you leave, also hit the little bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Happy Kong stuffing!